So I've been seeing a lot of posts about layoffs, so I just wanted to go through some old Google Sheets I have here for times when I wasn't making any money. So, looks like here I tried to make myself an hourly wage calculator. I took the percentages that they're taking out of my taxes, Medicare, Social Security, put in my federal tax bracket, my marginal state tax bracket, my wage, my overtime wage. Was I really making $12 an hour? Yeah, things are better now. And looks like that's my take-home pay, A5 divided by 40. So yeah, if I worked an 80-hour week, that's the rate I'd be taking home. That'd be my revenue, my 2-week revenue, or my monthly revenue. I've been paid all types of ways. Monthly, every 2 weeks, weekly. This would be annual. This would be gross income. So even though I'd be making this, I'd be bringing home this. This isn't directly correct because there's also a marginal federal income tax. You're not just getting taxed at exactly 22% if you make a certain amount of money. So, looks like I gave myself a list here. One of them is a 1099 tax calculator. Quarterly taxes, etc. This is for business owners, or if you start freelancing, working DoorDash. But also looks like I have an irscalculators.com/tax calculator. That should tell you how much money you're making, especially if you're paid hourly. Then you don't have to go and write yourself an Excel sheet like I did. If you've been laid off, you probably want to be job searching. So Spreadsheets, another way to keep track of that. How was I doing it back in July 2021? Looks like I got my company here, put a little date up there. The position, that's right, I was still a chemist back then. Location, the career portal, if they called me back, or maybe if I called them back, and then interview dates, and any additional info I wanted to know about them. Interesting. Yeah, it looks like I was putting the rate in there as well. I blocked out some of these cells because I had usernames and passwords. Whoops. But most importantly, you're going to want to keep track of your monthly spend. This is all old stuff, 2021, so I don't really care if people see how much money I was making. Looks like I've got my pre-tax savings here, after-tax income, bills. I'm guessing rent. That's a monthly bill, that's a monthly bill, that's a monthly bill, that's a monthly bill. For electricity and gas, I kind of give it estimates. If it's usually, between 70, sometimes 90, I'll just put in 80. I usually try to estimate high, so I make sure I have enough money. This is how much I was automatically saving into either my saving accounts, Roth, etc. And it looks like I calculated it over here. Actual Excel functions, you're just going to want to keep it simple, equal sign, cell, divide, or multiply, asterisk, plus and minus. So yeah, I was trying to keep this, I was putting this much into my savings account, and hopefully my Roth one day. I was putting this much into a Roth IRA. Looks like I was saving up for a $550 bike, and then I wanted to buy some crypto. 2021 was a wild year. And then put $110 into my annual expenses. And once I hit my goal, I wanted to make sure I was spending more just hanging out with my friends and living my life. This is monthly, so it looks like that's my after-tax income. I think I was getting paid monthly. On the side here, I've got the equation. It's going to give you basically B3, my after-tax income, minus the sum of the C column. So that's all my bills, minus the sum of everything I spend. So I have this after-tax spending column right here. And then I divided that by 4. So if the month had 4 weeks in it, I could spend $260 a week. That's pretty good. I must have been making a lot of money back then. If the month had 5 weeks in it, as some do, it looks like I could spend $208 a week. And by spend, I'm talking gas, groceries, like all of it. I'm not just out blowing my hundreds. Looks like I had a goal here, my emergency fund. I wanted it to be about $15,000. At the time I had saved this much. This is how much I had to go, and this is how many months it was going to take me if I kept saving at this rate. But your main columns are going to be probably here. How much you make, what are your bills, most important column right here, and how much you're spending. So $60, I spent 60, negative 33, I must have got $30. Maybe I helped someone change a tire or something. Got my remaining balance here. Again, I use that fancy sum function. Take a screenshot if you need to. Basically, this is a trailing subtraction based on these inputs right here. So, yeah. And that would let me know how much money I had left in the month. And as the month went on, I would spend more money, and things would get tighter and tighter. Looks like I spent like $400 here. Oh yeah, that's like a fancy watch I wanted. And at the end of the month, I actually was down $100. So I wasn't watching my spending too well that month. But that's why you try and stay positive as many months as you can. So this wasn't comprehensive. I didn't want to get into the math of it all, but layoffs can be tough, and finding a way to keep track of your spending is going to be important. I also use apps like Intuit Mint. You can link all your bank accounts and sync those up. And yeah, hope this helps, because when you aren't working, money gets tight.